and designed a game show for it. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, so our first question. How would you rate Asian society's friendliness towards gender ambivalent fashion? Okay, so Connie and Sonia wrote 3, and Julie and Chloe both wrote 3. 2. Sorry, 2. Sonia, why would you think it is for 3?
I would say, though there are some parts in Asia that are more traditional and conventional, there are also some parts that are very accepting towards gender ambivalent fashion. For example, I think Taipei is pretty open to this idea.
Okay, so for the second question, how would you rate Western society's friendliness towards gender ambivalent fashion? Okay, Julie, so why would you rate 4 for this question?
So although the Western society is more acceptable towards different diversities, there are still examples of bullying towards those who follow gender ambivalent fashion. So that's why I rate 4.
How surprised would you be if your friends dress as the opposite sex? Okay, so Connie, you are very extraordinary.
Yeah.
So you wrote very, I guess. Can you explain why?
I never faced this kind of situation before, but I think because my classmates are because they don't wear like that usually, so yeah, I think I'll be very surprised if they dress as something that they don't usually dress.
So for the fourth question, would you be able to proudly dress as the opposite sex in public? Okay, so Chloe, you wrote 5, which is a very high number. Can you explain why?
I would say that I'm quite confident in dressing in the opposite sex. I think fashion it's not just a trend, but a style, and I think that we should all embrace our inner uniqueness and pursue the style for our own interest.
So Connie, I wrote you wrote na, which is I guess is 0, I think. So can you explain why you wrote na?
Because I'm a very girly person, and I'm not sure if I will ever dress like that.
So I rate 2 because it's kind of hard for me to show maybe a different side of me in front of other people. So I think it's very brave for those who follow gender ambivalent fashion to confidently show themselves in front of the public.
Okay, so for the 5th question, to what extent do you think uniforms restrict students' freedom to express their gender? Okay, Sonia, so you and Julie and Chloe both wrote a very high number, which is 5. Can you explain why?
I think uniforms are a restriction themselves. They're basically telling you that you have to dress a certain way and that only that is suitable. And they make sure that you follow these rules, but I don't think these rules should be there because everybody should have the freedom to express themselves however they want to and follow their own gender identity.
Okay, so Connie, a special girl, you wrote 0 this time. Can you explain?
I think students should follow rules in school because obedience is a pretty important lesson that we should learn in school. And so we could dress freely outside of school, it's fine, but in school, I think we should follow the rules.
I actually want to elaborate on that. Do you guys think that if our uniforms, if we all have the same colored uniform, that would somehow lower the
Gender stereotypes and stuff?
yeah, like that.
Yeah, I think so. Because now it's like girls have to wear pink, boys have to wear blue, and that's such an outdated
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the last question, how much do you think culture influence the way we dress? Okay, so Chloe, you wrote 5, which is also a high number. But why would you rate 5 for this question?
I would say that culture plays a big part in expressing your fashion style. Say if you were to live in a rather conservative society, there's not much space to develop or even accept one's gender ambivalent fashion style.
Okay. So Sonia, you wrote 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So why would you rate 2? Like different than your teammates?
I agree with what Chloe said. Of course, culture does have an influence on the way we dress, the way we perceive things, the way we think ultimately. But after all, I still think it's more up to the individual instead of the culture, because we live in a very globalized world now, so actually fashion trends around the world are very similar now. So what culture does is it gives you more freedom or less freedom to experiment with these different trends. But if you really want to show your identity and show who you want to be, then I think there's always that option there.
Thanks for watching our Inno Square gaming episode. And if you want to learn us more, please subscribe our channel, YouTube channel, and also follow our Instagram. See you next time. Bye bye.